After Darkiplier detonated Freddy's Mega Pizzaplex and annihilated everyone inside, he paused, letting the dust settle, and realized he'd overlooked something crucial: a hidden basement, unexplored and untouched. That nagging sense of unfinished business gnawed at him, so he doubled back through the twisted, smoking wreckage. The place was a shattered ruin, charred carpeting and splintered metal everywhere, but he found the stairs, half collapsed but still leading down, spiraling into darkness. The air underground was heavy, thick with the stench of burnt plastic and ozone. As he crept deeper, echoes drifted through the concrete corridors, children's laughter, high and fleeting, tangled with faint, shuddering sobs. The spectral noise barely registered for Darkiplier. He was a demon, after all. Such haunted voices only confirmed he was heading in the right direction, toward the heart of all that was lost and forgotten down here. He soon reached Roxy Raceway. The neon lights were smashed, and oil pooled across the floor. At the far end, a rusted metal door waited, the next threshold to even deeper levels. Just as Darkiplier reached for the handle, an enormous shadow slid across the wall behind him. The ground trembled. DJ Music Man, towering and monstrous, lurked in the gloom. The animatronic speakers crackled, his voice booming and metallic, echoing with a warning.
"You shouldn't be here."
Darkiplier only smirked, flashing teeth.
"I'm here for the souls I've missed,"
he replied, his voice like oil and knives. Without hesitation, he raised a hand and hurled a blast of roiling dark energy straight at DJ Music Man's chest. The impact sent sparks flying, but the attack only made the animatronic furious. DJ Music Man surged forward with a roar, arms swinging like wrecking balls. He crashed into Darkiplier, pinning him to the ground, then stomped and crushed, metal limbs smashing bones and splattering blood across the tiles. The obliteration was brutal, but after a minute of mechanical rage, something strange happened. Darkiplier started to laugh, a sound twisted and echoing. Bones cracked and realigned, flesh knitting itself back together, blood crawling back into his veins. He stood up, perfectly healed, eyes burning.
"Is that all you got?"
He taunted, voice mocking. For the first time, DJ Music Man hesitated. The animatronic's eyes flickered with something like fear. Before he could react, Darkiplier was already behind him, claws digging deep into metal plating, ripping and tearing until he wrenched the robot's head free with a shriek of tortured steel. The Guardian toppled, sparks guttering out. With nothing left to block his path, Darkiplier pressed onward, deeper into the labyrinth. The darkness seemed alive, filled with strange noises, voices whispering, metal scraping, the ghostly patter of feet that never reached him. Every sense sharpened. He knew something, or someone, still lingered in these depths, clinging to what remained of their existence. He found a room that could have been ripped from the most depraved corner of a FNAF-themed hentai. A bizarre, adult playroom, festooned with all manner of sex toys and paraphernalia. The walls were lined with racks of rubber and leather, the air thick with an unplaceable musk. Darkiplier picked up a dildo, sniffed it with a thoughtful grin.
"They're close,"
he murmured, his voice curling into the gloom, certain that the traces of life, desire, fear, pleasure, were strong here. He didn't bother to question why such a room existed, buried under layers of ruin and security. Some mysteries, he figured, were better left unsolved in places like this. With a careless flick, he tossed the filthy toy aside and carried on, his footsteps echoing in the silent corridors. Deeper still, a piercing scream shattered the quiet. Instantly alert, Darkiplier followed the sound, weaving through tangled wires and shattered animatronic shells, until he stumbled upon a grotesque tableau. An endoskeleton robot, its movements jerky and unnatural, was mimicking every gesture of a naked girl standing before it, like some obscene, mechanical puppet master. The girl's eyes were wild, her skin slick with sweat, trapped in a private hell.
"Hey! She's mine to collect."
Darkiplier barked at the mimic, his patience gone. With a snarl, he lunged, claws glowing with dark energy, tearing into the robot's frame. Metal shrieked and sparks flew as he dismantled the mimic, piece by piece, until its remains lay scattered and useless on the floor. The girl, chest heaving, managed to look up at him, gratitude and terror warring in her wide eyes.
Thanks for saving me. I just wanted to have some fun before that thing found me.
She was still dripping, her voice trembling with relief and lingering fear. Darkiplier shrugged, expression unreadable.
I didn't come to save you.
The words hit her like a slap. Fear spread across her face, raw and immediate.
Let me help you with that.
He said, his tone cold. He thrust his hand into her, and in an instant, her body convulsed, energy crackling as she was vaporized from the inside out, her soul torn away and absorbed.
Looks like I've got all the souls now.
Darkiplier muttered to himself, feeling the surge of power. He raised both hands, channeling the dark energy that now brimmed within him, and unleashed a blast so vast and furious it obliterated the entire state in a heartbeat, the shockwave killing every living thing without warning. The sheer force of the explosion ripped his legs from his body and hurled him through the air, launching him into the next state over. It didn't matter, pain was nothing to him. His legs regrew, bones and muscle reforming in seconds. Just as he brushed the dust off, his phone buzzed, a call from the government. On the other end, a voice, clinical and cold, reported,
The resurrection is 100% complete.
Darkiplier's lips curled into a grin, voice low and sharp, full of promise and threat.
Perfect.